Hey guys, welcome back to the Capital Mindset Show. Today's going to be the final video that I filmed. So you guys are going to be probably seeing this when, normal humans are awake in the East Coast. Maybe some of you in Europe are, you might see this. I don't know exactly when I'm going to have this published, but this is actually working on a video that I have received some questions on, and it's regarding my move in Activision, whether or not it was Buffett driven or not. Actually, it wasn't Buffett driven, so I'm having to make this video to kind of explain this, but I actually have a video, that you can actually look back to, and I'll actually showcase the video and what I said back then regarding Activision and when I sold Activision. And some of the thoughts I did, and I have the timestamps saved here, so I'll actually take us to the video and we'll watch it together just for a brief moment. And let me just take us there now. All right, so just real quick to highlight, this was posted on January 18th, 2022, so several months ago, okay? And I said I had this to say. Comes down substantially, and we get another AJRD-esque opportunity. I may re-enter the company, and I would have to do my own analysis on what I believe is the probability that Activision does get acquired by Microsoft, and if the deal doesn't change. So for now, I see that there is a $3 billion breakup fee. Okay, so basically, in essence, this is the video where I actually justified me selling when I did, and I actually go over some key aspects regarding or key details regarding, annualized rate of return, expected rate of return, and whether or not something is worth it. So like, for example, if I had held, I had, to expect about 10% rate of return over the next year. That's a risk factor that I don't really care for. I'd rather just sell out and get the cash now. At the present moment, a new event exists. As I stated in the video, it has to come down a bit for me to actually justify the investment. Okay, so this video is going to be pretty short, but basically it's kind of highlighting this, that no, it's not a Buffett-driven decision. Although it does help to know that Buffett probably agrees with that, but it was already something that has been watched. And so for those of you who are newer to the channel, now now you've seen that video, I guess. You've seen the important part of that video. All right, at least how it's pertinent to the modern time, because back then the important part of that video was focusing on the rationale for selling, explaining myself, why it is that I'm selling, okay? And hopefully I did a good job in that video. If you guys want to go check out that video and see it in real time, cool. If not, I'll actually just discuss a little bit about what we're looking at here today. Pretty simple, just threw this together and kind of to explain my thoughts. So this is like the old scenario. If I waited, it was a 10.59% potential. Now here today, I'm looking at a 23.07% potential there. And this is based off the price I actually ended up buying here today. So let me then explain why my risk is different from your risk, because my risk essentially entails that I'm kind of playing with house's money, because I actually was able to buy the shares back at a lower price than what I had sold them for, as the percent return potential had increased. So the delta between those two is, and I'll actually tell you guys right now what it is, not in dollar terms. In total, it's about an 11.28% delta. So I'm not going to reveal in dollar terms how much that is, but it's a good chunk of change. And with that, I'm going to either deploy it in other parts of the market, into my other holdings. And so I basically purchased probably a little bit more, to be honest, if I'm being honest, shares. I don't think it's exactly how many shares I had previously, but somewhere along those lines. And I purchased it in a retirement account, so I'm not going to have any tax consequences should this deal go through. On the inverse, if it doesn't go through, and for whatever reason, I decide to sell at a loss, I don't perceive that happening. But say I do, I won't actually experience any benefit from that either. But, focusing on the potential gain, I'm not going to, incur any tax liability. And just so everyone understands, the deal is expected to go through on June, I believe. So that does imply that if I were to hold all throughout this year and next year, it will actually generate a long-term capital gain if I held it in a non-tax advantage account. Now, however, that to be said is, if there is approvals and the market basically closes in on that gap, before then, some might want to sell earlier, and which they can incur, if it's in a non-tax advantage account, they'll incur a steeper tax liability. So you want to consider that as well in terms of what is appropriate for you. And I think that's probably possible. And so putting in a tax advantage account lets me not even think about it. I don't even have to care. I just have to worry about the percent risk that it doesn't go through versus it does go through. And for example, what is the percent that I'm waiting for? So let's say the delta closes and, let's say it goes up to $93. So you have a delta of 2. Between 93 to 95, that's $2. And let's say we're sitting at December of this year, because let's say, now no one doubts that the merger is going to go through. It's going to happen. Okay, so in that scenario, I would sell it immediately, because I'm not going to wait around till June of next year for $2, right? Because you have to consider the percentage that you're waiting around for, and that's an opportunity cost that it could be put elsewhere. Of course, hopefully you have another opportunity to generate about, what is that? I'll actually, what is exactly that? That's going to be in percent. Yeah, 2.1%. All right. So hopefully you have another place to put, to generate a 2.1% return. Otherwise, I don't know. There's something else going on. All right. This is a fairly short video, reaching on the 6-minute mark. But on that note, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.